Right. Let's have a look. Evening all. There's a few of you on already. Thank you very much for coming on. Lee Ashby here, across Speedway Memories. Hope you're all good. I'm just putting the links in the comment for all you people on Facebook right this second. So I'm not sure who that is. That's how it basically looks if you don't click on the link. You've got to do it every time. It's really annoying, Facebook. It's basically for the privacy permission. So basically in the post, there's a link. You have to press on in the post, then go into the video, but obviously everyone goes straight into the video, which I get. I would as well. But yeah, there's like a blue link on at the top. So basically, look. Hi Scott, how's it going? So Scott here has done it, look, so I can see who he is when he comments. Otherwise it comes up like that, look, Facebook user, so not sure who that is, but so I've put the link in the comments, look, on my page, on my own Facebook and in my group. So if you click on that link, whoever that is as well, then I should be able to see your name. You have to do it every time as well, so it's really annoying. Evening Mark, how's it going? You all right? So yeah, so hopefully you guys and girls can sort that out. Hopefully whoever that is, hopefully they can press on the link as well, and whoever that is. We shall have Mr. Matt Bates on in a few minutes time. He's going to click on in a minute. We got an hour with him, so it's going to be fast and furious after the film. I think we got to about 8:15 with him, so we'll have just over an hour, getting as much as I can. Have any of your questions? So I just wanted to come on quickly and say about the links. Oh, I've left my pad out there as well. 2 seconds. I've just left my pad out there with the info I had to tell you about. Where did I put that? Oh, there it is. Sorry about that. So, just to let everyone know as well, so any of you people on Facebook, just click on these links in the comments or come out of this video, click on the link in the post and then come back in and I should be able to see you like I can see Scott there. So just before I get Matt on, just get this out there quickly. We've got our motocross raffle going on the Suzuki. I haven't posted much up of it lately because I've been sorting out all the booking in, but it's a beautiful RM125 2006, totally rebuilt. Only doing 160 numbers on it. We've already got 40 plus numbers gone already, so that's a brilliant start. So get in touch with me, get involved. Big thing. You may have seen when I mentioned it the other night about the sad news about Lee Jones, #74. They've now put together, I spoke to another Welsh legend, Mr. Glenn Phillips today, and they've put together now a Lee Jones Memorial Day, basically a practice day. You can all ride at Monster Mountain, and it is on Sunday, the 28th of January, which I believe is not this weekend, the following Sunday, and it's going to be going from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's £40 cash on the day to ride there, and all the proceeds go to the Jones family, like his dad, etc., to help with the funeral and all that sort of stuff. So massive thank you as well to that Darren Lewis who runs the Monster Mountain track. He's let them have the track for this Sunday, the 28th of January. So it's just a ride day, practicing, and you'll all be there in Lee Jones' loving memory. And all the proceeds from that practice day will go to his family to help with the funeral. So that's amazing that they're doing that. So hopefully a lot of you can get involved. It's just no booking in. I believe it's just pay cash on the day and the signing on. And like I said, it starts at 10 a.m. and finishes at 3 p.m. So that's Sunday, the 28th of January, Lee Jones Memorial Day. Get yourselves there, and that'll be good. Much appreciated. Right, I can see the man's come down into the bottom of my screen. He can hear me, but we won't hear him till I get him on screen. So let's get cracking. We've got just over an hour to get as much as we can with Matt. So let's get going. Here we go. Thought that was going on all night then, didn't you? Mr. Bates, how's it going? How's it going, mate?
Yeah, all good, thanks. I haven't seen those pictures for a few years.
Yeah, I was going to say there was a few from back in the day there, weren't there?
Yeah, God, Jesus, I've never seen some of them.
Didn't you? No. Even better. I love that.
Anyway, apologies. Then, I'm sat in a hotel room, which is kind of my life at the minute. But
yeah.
Well,
for anyone that doesn't know, we'll get straight into it, Matt, because we want to get as much as we can in this hour. What have you been up to since your racing days? For anyone that didn't know.
Well, I've spent the last probably 25 years in events and more recently in arena cross. So it's been all right. And before that, it was Red Bull Pro Nationals, and before that, it was Team Green Kawasaki. So never got away from two wheels really, which I'm not complaining at. It's good life. So
you in? I believe you've got. So you've already had one round of your arena cross. Went really well, didn't it? It was looked packed out. Looked really cool.
Yeah, it was right. It was in Manchester, and it was good. We sold out, which is good. And funnily enough, I don't know how how hard people think it is to sell out an arena, but it is. It doesn't matter whether it's a Grand Prix, a British Championship, a music festival. Selling tickets is a tough old game. It really is, especially when the world's not an easy place right now.
Yeah, for sure. So I believe I don't want to get this wrong, but you are in Belfast this weekend. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm
here
there
now. I was just about to say, are you there now? Yeah.
Yeah, I got here this morning. I flew in from another place, but it's we're in Belfast now, so we start building it tomorrow.
Yep. Flat out, all systems go for the weekend. So for anyone that doesn't know, Matt, where do the guys and girls go? I believe one of the days is sold out. Is it Saturday sold out?
Yeah, Saturday's sold out already, which is great. We're lucky. Belfast, Northern Ireland's great for bikes. They love a bit of football, but they love bikes.
Yeah.
So Saturday's sold out, and Friday's about 3/4 sold as well. So we've always done really well here. So long live that. We've been here. This is our 23rd year of running events in Belfast.
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of work into that. Yeah. I've only done the reunions for 3 or 4 years now, and I sort of get that part of it now.
It's stress, isn't
absolutely mental.
Anyone that takes on doing events, shit. You know what? I wish some of the people that criticize and have their opinion, I just wish they'd sometimes do what fair play to you for having a go at running some events, because it kind of makes you sit up and go, holy shit, that's not so easy, is it?
No. It takes over your life, as you know.
Yeah, it does. Of course it does. And Yeah, I even had it today from someone where you just go, God, you know what? Like, you're not in the real world. But anyway,
I know.
that's the
I
way
know.
it is.
I got to try not to get in arguing with people.
Yeah, and like I just live safe in the knowledge that it doesn't matter whether you're in motocross. It's not motocross that's the problem, by the way. It's just individuals, it's people. And
Mm.
you could be in football, you could be in cricket, you could be in rugby, you could be in any sport, and you're just going to get a percentage of dickheads that think that they know better than you. And
Yeah.
like, and that's not derogatory, that's just
Yeah.
a fact. It's
Yeah.
just
They
a
haven't done it, so they don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
and anyone going to work tomorrow will deal with a dickhead.
Of course.
They're no different to people that run events. It's just
Mm.
life, isn't it? It's tough
Yeah,
though.
that's it, mate. 100%. So it's
Anyway,
all going well. I was just going to put it there as well. So any people that can't make it, they can go on your live stream as well then and do that as
yeah,
well.
yeah. They can go onto our YouTube channel, or actually, in fact, if you go to arenacross.com, arenacrossuk.com, or bowlsworth.com, then you
Yep.
can click onto AXTV, and there's a live stream there as well. So, which we've invested in quite heavily actually. So yeah, it's good. But we do want people to come to the arena still.
Yeah, of course. That's the main thing. At the end of the day, when you get there yourself, it's the same in
Yep.
Speedway, motocross, anywhere. You go there in person, they get the proper,
Yeah,
especially indoors with the sort of in case with the bikes and stuff.
yeah. That's yeah. We sell an experience, and that's our experience isn't so much on a live stream. It's so much more than that. It really is.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. Need to get to one of these. I haven't been to one of these yet, Matt. I need to get to one.
No, you
So,
do, you do. Yeah.
100%. When's the other rounds then, Matt, as well for the rest of this year?
So this weekend's Belfast. Following weekend is Aberdeen.
Yep.
The weekend after that is Birmingham, which is at the NEC, and about 2 or 3 weeks after that is Wembley, or Wembley
Nice.
Arena. Not to
Yep.
get mixed up with Wembley Stadium because it was
Yeah,
nothing like Wembley Stadium. Um, yeah. So and then at Wembley we've got something pretty big to announce, which I'm not going to tell anybody, and it is
Okay.
huge.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Birmingham and Wembley could definitely
Yeah,
be on
come
my
along.
radar then.
I'll come to
Yeah, I'd love to.
Birmingham's my favourite because it's like
Mm,
like we sell more tickets to that event than anything.
very central, I
And
suppose.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, and it's full of people from motocross. So like, whereas we would be in, Manchester, and only about a third of the audience is the motocross audience. The rest of them are
Yeah.
just people coming out for a night out, and
Yeah.
you can
That's good.
tell that. We always tell it from the first freestyle motocross jump they see. So
Yeah.
it's like our gauge. So the
Yeah, I get you.
first rider comes in. If the crowd's dead, it's full of motocross people.
Yeah, yeah.
And then if the crowd go like that, you go, right, we've got a bunch of new people in. So when they go upside down, they're going to love that.
Yeah, yeah. That's really cool. That's
Yeah.
so you always have the FMX part of that as well.
Yep.
So that's always
Always.
good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, definitely look forward to getting to one of them. So do you ride a bike at all much now, Matt? I know I've seen you. I think you did a few of the vets, haven't you? Got a few
Yeah.
pictures here knocking about.
Badly. Oh, there you go.
Any
Two of
arm
my
pumping,
oldest
knackered?
mates. Two of my oldest mates on there.
Yeah,
One that I went to nursery with, believe it or not.
yeah, yeah.
And
Did
believe
you?
it or
Wow.
not, in the background, so not that picture, but Tom Fuller, who paints helmets, if anyone knows him.
Yeah.
That picture in the background of me on a Yamaha
Mm.
is one of the first helmets he painted. So we come from the same area. And then he
Yes.
went on to end up. Yeah,
There we go.
he's done pretty well. There you go. That was his helmet, but that was also
Yeah.
him taking that picture. And if
Oh, it's a
anyone's
nice
been
picture as
to
well.
if anyone's been to Camberley at the old Dean,
Yeah, yeah.
you ever remember that?
Yeah, I've heard of
Right.
it. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
go, but I've heard of it. Yeah.
That was the place. That's where it all started. Anyway, yeah. So
Nice.
yeah. So it's all going on at the minute. Busy times.
So are you going to be riding any of the vets stuff again? I see you've obviously done a few. So
There's my little boy. He's 15
little
now.
boy, cool.
Um,
Just about to say I'm at the time.
Yeah. No. Am I going to do any more? Probably not. God.
Yeah.
I want to, but like I hurt myself pretty badly at Fox Hills.
Yeah.
And broke my foot and dislocated my knee, and
Jesus Christ.
when you anyone, it doesn't matter whether who you are. It's just like
Yeah.
anyone gets hurt
Yeah.
riding a
Yeah.
motorbike. It's tough to get your job done. So,
Yeah.
um, as much as I enjoy it, like I enjoyed doing Farley,
Mhm.
but I didn't enjoy Fox Hill so much because it's just
It's
like
hard
it's
track.
hardcore, you know.
Mm,
It
mm,
really is. So,
mm.
I stay in that. I'll come around to August and want to do it, and then I'll make it
Yeah,
good for
that's
myself and stuff.
it.
'Cause
Hence, I've been bothering you, trying to get you to come to the Reunion Legends and doing that.
yeah,
It's any demonstration laps, Matt. You can have a little tinkle
I
round.
know, I know, I know. If I'm about, I'll be there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll keep on to you anyway. Annoy you. So, what year did you retire then, Matt, from racing, like competitively, and what was the reason at that time?
I stopped racing. I kind of had a bit of a soft retirement where it was 90, somewhere between 94 and 97. I kind of slowly backed my way out of it.
Mm,
And that was because um, I kind of worked out that I wasn't ever going to earn a decent enough living being a motocross rider. And as much as I loved it, I
yeah.
worked out, I was lucky. Like, in all honesty, I was lucky. And
Hmm.
um, I rode for Kawasaki from a young age. And then I was friends with Alec Wright and his son and so on, and they helped me a lot. And I was just always honest with them, and I remember going to them. I left home quite young, and I needed to earn money. I needed to go and pay a mortgage and all the rest. So they gave me a job,
Mm,
and and I went to Kawasaki one day. They gave me a job, and then the next thing I know, I was working for Team Green, and then I was running Team Green. It kind of happened really quickly, and I loved it, and I love
mm,
that almost because I could do a job, I could get paid quite well for it, and I could
yeah,
race when I want,
yeah,
and I could work with young riders like Billy McKenzie and
mm,
Stephen Sword and
yeah,
those kind of riders, and I
yeah,
loved it, you know.
yeah,
So I didn't really miss busting my ass to not earn a lot and struggle every weekend,
mm,
and I had a fairly grounded family that made me realize that you've got to go to work, or a grounded dad anyway, you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. See, a lot of the guys on here have all noticed now the Dean at Camberley.
Yeah, I know the old thing. Yeah, which is now
Mark,
called Swinley Forest, where people go. Like, there's so many mountain bikers go there now. So
right, is that what it's used for?
yeah,
Martin's
yeah,
just asked about the reservoir jump over the old Dean.
oh my God. I was about the only person that ever went wide open off this reservoir. I was trying to tell
Was it?
my son this,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think he believed me. We're over
You
there on
think you're
mountain
evil
bikes.
Knievel job?
Yeah, he's like, no, you didn't do that. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah,
never
yeah.
mind. Yeah, amazing
You
place.
needed coverage evidence.
But for anyone that is ever like, so it sounds boring, but you probably have Russ Jarman and people like that on here, and Greg
Yeah,
Hansen.
yeah, yeah.
So that's
Nuts.
like me, Thorpe, Greg Hansen, Russ Jarman, loads of others. That was our place, and I
And
lived off the back of the old Dean. I could
yeah,
ride there, and we all kind of just lived our lives around that place. It was just, if you could ride around there quick, it taught you everything you ever needed to know. It was brutal.
yeah.
It really was. And
So it's good for training then for the.
oh, it's unreal. It's like some
Mm,
days it'd be like a Grand Prix. It was amazing, you know.
mm.
Yeah, great place. But topped with that, you'd often see people driving Vauxhall Vectras down the hill that they'd stolen from Camberley Town Centre, and like, honestly, and then helicopters above you and police turning up. It was just like it was it was
Brilliant
fucking eye
days.
opening. It was
Yeah, I
great.
bet.
Yeah, 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 brilliant.
Proper good days. I've got
Yeah, no, great.
Martin Nearing on here. I'm just going to show a picture of him in a second as well. He's just put, "Good evening, Matt. Can you explain what happened in 1990 while you left KTM, Gordon Jones, and rode a KX 500 in the British Championship that year? Never forget Western Beach Race 1990. You were
I
leading.
know.
Remember the conditions were horrible."
I kind of didn't fall out of Gordon Jones. Like, he was an amazing man, like
Hmm.
amazing, and he was such a lovely man, and lived with them for a little while down in Ledbury. There you go. And but I just couldn't get on with the bike. I really struggled with it, and
Yeah,
Kawasaki. And there was me, Russ Jarman, and Brian Wheeler,
yeah.
and And then Kawasaki said, "Look, we've got some KX 500s if you want to ride those." And I remember getting on it thinking, "Holy shit, I'm like 18 on a 500," and I loved it, absolutely loved it. And yeah, and as for Western Beach Race, I broke down. I think I was leading it. I led it for about 2.5 hours and broke down.
Oh,
I'm sure.
Jesus Christ.
And the funny story of that was my
Yeah.
mechanic, who was quite twisted. He had quite a twisted sense of humor. Knew I
Yeah.
was absolutely fucking dreadful with anything to do with tools and mechanics.
Yeah.
So in
Yeah.
my bum bag that he had packed me, he didn't pack me anything other than a Mars bar, a can of Coke, and a peanut butter sandwich.
That would have been me, Matt, as well.
And when I broke down, I thought, "Oh, okay."
Yeah,
Yeah,
just stop there.
yeah. So yeah, that
Game
was
over.
I was gutted when when that
Yeah,
happened.
because like you said, to lead that for such a long time must have been absolutely gutted.
Yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah. Good
There's
though.
Martin
So,
winning all shirts there as well. Look, there he is. There's Martin.
blimey, that's a few years
Mm,
ago. A
mm.
Pico. That was when it was
Got,
Vesti. If anyone ever remembers Vesti.
got another one of them on here as well, actually.
God, is that the same year? No, next year, isn't it?
Next year,
99,
well, it's
92.
got Yamaha motor.
God,
Love the Apico. Still get
yeah,
Craig Pratley turns up at our reunions in the Apico gear on the Castranda. It's mega.
yeah, yeah. And
I,
sadly, he probably still fits his riding kit, which makes it even
I know he
makes it
always
even
says to me
worse.
every year, I don't know if
Yeah,
it'll fit. It's like piss off,
yeah,
Craig.
yeah. It will fit. Yeah, bastard. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
What
He was
about when you
good.
were a youngster then?
He was talented. So
Yeah, Craig.
talented.
Yeah. Mm.
I raced with him for such a young age. We rode, but I always knew he was way better than me. I just used to like hang on, but he was very good. He really was. But yeah,
Do
no,
you
good
enjoy
kid.
doing the training school as well? I actually remember. I think might have just gone into I was on a 125 anyway. I come to um, one of your training days because I think it was
Mm.
me, James Herbert, Matt Noums, and a few of us because we were all trying to race you at the end, which really annoyed you.
Yeah. No, do you know, I love those training schools. I did
Yeah.
so many, and
Mm.
um, yeah, I did. I loved them. They were like oddly right. So when I stopped racing, kind of professionally, if you ever want to call
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
that,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, I I as the energy and time that I spent teaching riders, what I didn't subconsciously, I taught myself how to ride again, and worked
Yeah.
out all that I'd done wrong, because actually it's quite easy to to if you got to a decent level, you knew how you should do it. Whether
Yeah.
you put that into practice or not is another thing.
Yeah.
So, in the 2 or 3 or 4 years that I did training schools, I know that by the time I got to like the fourth or fifth year of doing that, I was a far better rider than I was when I retired.
Interesting.
And
Mm.
and it was all the time I spent talking to those young riders like the Billies and the Stephen Swords and so on.
Mm.
I was listening to myself thinking, holy shit, you're telling them stuff that you didn't do,
Yeah.
and then you put it into practice yourself and you go, shit, if only I had someone that did that to me,
Mm.
you know,
Mm.
but at that time I didn't. But like, the sport's evolved hugely since then. So,
Yeah.
riders have coaches and training coaches and all those things, don't they?
Mm. Yeah. Of course. How old were you when you first went on a bike then, Matt? And what bike was it?
I was 7 or 8, I think. I've got quite a good story about this. Right.
Yeah. Go on.
So, so I lived in London. I grew up in London, and there were few motocross riders would come out of like pretty much central London, which is where I was, or Teddington.
Yeah.
And my friend had a bike that I rode in his garden, and my dad always loved bikes. Anyway,
Okay.
my dad bought that bike. So I think the next weekend I went to Hounslow Heath, which is effectively Heathrow Airport, and was riding around this wasteland. And this really good rider was ragging around the place, who probably wasn't that good. Anyway,
Mm.
he pulled over and said, "Oh," to my dad, "Oh, your lad can ride a bike. My mum and dad run a club in London, and this is it. You should take him there." And I went and raced there, and that's where I started riding bikes from. Anyway,
Mhm.
years later, this guy came to one of a race where I was racing. I think it was probably the 90s, early 90s.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, I was the guy that saw you the first day that you were riding at Housley." And his name was Howard, right? And and many years later, I then started working at Kawasaki, and there was this guy again, Howard Dale.
No
Like,
way.
this guy's like following me. And anyway,
It's still
he to this day is the
Yeah.
managing director of Kawasaki UK.
No way.
And he was the
Bloody
first
hell.
guy I ever met on a motorbike. And
Bloody hell.
yeah, so like oddly, like our
For you to
careers
go
kind
Team
of,
Green and all that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And he kept popping up. I was like, hang on a minute, like, I know this guy, and yeah, to this
That's
day
mad,
he's
isn't
the
it?
boss of Kawasaki. He might even be Kawasaki Europe. I don't know, but yeah.
Wow.
And
Bloody
Howard is
hell.
in Belfast this weekend, so he's still good friends.
He's still there as well. That's brilliant. I love that.
Yeah, bit of
Got
a
a couple
weird
of
one.
nice old ones. Look, got a couple of nice old ones here and there.
Yeah, do you know where that is? And I can, oh god, there you go. Right. So, do you remember Neil Grant? Does that name ring a bell to you?
I know my buddy's in there somewhere. Adam Winslet. I know that. He's
Adam
with the red
Winslet's the
helmet.
guy with the
Yeah.
red helmet on the right.
Yeah, good mates with him. Yeah.
So number 23 is a guy called Neil Grant, who was the
Yep.
first rider I ever met when Howard had said to me, "Go to this club in London," and that's him. And we were
Right.
born on the same day, funny enough, and we were best mates for years.
Yeah.
And that's a place called Turner's Court, which is in.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Adam's told me about that one as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Good track it looks, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, really good. It's now a golf course.
Oh God.
And
That sounds familiar. Sounds familiar.
God, is that me?
I was going to ask you which one you were. I knew you're on there apparently.
Number 45. So 45. No. Okay, so I'm in the background, number 45 on the Kawasaki.
Oh yeah, I can see. Yeah.
But
that's you.
So ironically, the guy on the far left was again one of my closest friends, a kid called Patrick Wade, and unfortunately he died a few years later after that, at a crash at Nantwich, and horrible story, but a lovely guy, a really lovely family, and
got some nice ones.
Oh my god, I don't even know where that is. Am I in there? Oh yeah, I'm in the centre at the bottom.
Yeah, I can see. I bet there's some good riders in there.
Is that not Paul Malin at the top with the wreath around him?
I think it might. Is it?
Is that him? It is. Yeah.
Oh, I can see Prattley now. Look on the far right.
To the left of him. Yeah. No. Yeah. Craig on the right. God.
Oh yeah, I can see him now. Yeah, I can spot his face now. But I bet there's some good riders in there. I was about to say.
God.
That we don't recognise. Mental.
Yeah, I can't recognise many, but yeah, that is Paul Malin in the middle. Yeah.
He was always racing with Dobby, wasn't he? I think they were always 1 and 2 when I looked through some results from back then. They were always 2 Derby boys, wasn't it?
Yeah. There's a lot of faces in there as well. Really is. So I was in that Kajiva outfit in the middle.
Yeah.
So about 3 or 4 people to the left of me is a guy called Tim Cole, and he was someone that was my friend from a very young age, and then got really high up at McLaren Formula One, and had a heart attack about 2 years ago, died, and in memory of him, McLaren run him and his name on the cars, which was lovely.
That's amazing,
yeah.
Wow. You always go back to these schoolboys and wonder where all these guys are. Yeah, like you said, to go into a Formula One team, where all these riders are.
Yeah, he did very well. I know a lot of people still in that picture, funny enough.
Yeah. Hopefully they see these.
Where'd you get these pictures from?
Oh, I always dig deep, Matt. Loads of people go like that. Where'd you get that from? I hadn't even seen that. I'm like, yeah, wow, I look everywhere.
So do you know that is on the far right, on the bottom next to me?
Let's have a look. I know I'm going to kick myself as soon as you tell me. Who is it?
Edwards.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. I wouldn't recognise him there.
Rider. Yeah, that's Warren Edwards.
I did an interview with him as well.
Yeah. Warren's great. Good lad.
Yeah. It was cool as well because I got Ricky Johnson on and then got Warren on with him to talk with him about the NEC from back then. Yeah.
I was in that race.
Was you?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, the NEC.
That was a cool atmosphere in there. Does that ever feel surreal for you now to be doing them sort of events in them things? And it's like, how cool is that you do them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it does. I yeah, it does.
Mm,
Sometimes I have to kick myself and think, God, I'm
mm,
lucky to have the chance to be able to do it. Um,
yeah.
and but yeah, it's tough. Very tough game to
Yeah, I
be in.
bet.
God, look at that.
There you go.
That's the
Look.
that's the that's my only claim to fame in motocross. I think that day I beat Stefan Everett, which was the under
I'll take that
19.
anytime, Matt. Take that anytime.
Beat the Lavanois, and I was on a 500 Kawasaki. He was on a 125 Suzuki, in fairness, but he was world champion at the time. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, and it's not till you look back at the results you go, blimey, I smoked a lot of riders that day that did a whole
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
better than I did. And yeah, there was like Fred Bolle and Joachim Carlson and Werner De Witt, and there was
God, it's
loads,
proper
who
stacked,
ended
yeah.
up, yeah, and
Yeah, ended up being GP stars and that, yeah.
yeah, and I won that by miles. I was like 45 seconds in front, I think.
God, bloody hell.
You have one of that. We all have one of those days in motocross where you can't explain
Yeah.
where it comes from.
Feels easy, yeah, where it feels
Yeah,
easy, not a lot of
that's
stress, yeah.
one of the few days that I had.
That's an amazing one. I like that one. Is that actually you on the bike there, Matt? I see it says Bates takes the
Yeah,
expert honours. Yeah.
yeah, that was Hawkstone.
Oh,
That,
yeah, I
that
can
was
see
the
it's
British
Hawkstone, yeah.
Premiership, I think. And
Mhm.
yeah, that was my last. I think it was my last schoolboy race. I can't quite remember. But I beat, who was second? Julian Rawson was second. Do you remember him?
Julian Wilson, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he
God,
nearly come to the reunion last year, but he hurt himself, so he couldn't. But I'm going to try again
oh
this year.
really? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Good
yeah,
guy.
yeah. Yeah, he's quick.
Blimey.
I remember the old M. Robert gear and helmets, and
I know, I know.
they did all that in red as well, I think, and yellow.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Thorpe wore it, didn't he?
yeah, in red. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that was 1987.
1987. So that was like
Yeah,
pretty much, yeah. Well, you're obviously in the experts list, so that was the oldest
yeah,
group. So, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So it
yeah.
must have been surreal for you to been like through all that BSMA, ACU, and all that, and then all of a sudden you're the man giving out the trophies at the presentations.
I know, but it's weird, like yeah, you're too young to understand what you're doing, so
Yeah, yeah,
you kind of take it for granted,
yeah,
and it's any things like this. It's like hard for a youngster to kind of work out what you're doing, and because only a few years before that you were those kids,
yeah.
um, so it's quite a steep learning curve you go on. But yeah, that was interesting. It's funny, isn't it? Nowadays, you just imagine a motocross rider turn up wearing a suit and a tie.
I know. Yeah,
Wouldn't
yeah,
happen.
yeah. It wouldn't happen now, eh?
No,
Oh,
no, no
yeah. I'll
way.
let Ian's give you a nice one. Not aged at all, there, Matt.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Ian Humphreys, is that Ian Humphreys that used to race? Got to be, isn't
Hmm.
it? Is that
Confirm
the
to us
Ian
on that, Ian.
Humphreys that's got a pub in near Tower Bridge? That's what I want to know.
Looks like he's got that on his
Yeah, no,
profile.
I know of this story.
All right, okay.
Whenever I see Tower Bridge, so I worked a lot with Red Bull. You might have known that, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we,
With the Red Bull
we
Nationals, you did. Yeah, it was really good.
no, but we did loads more than that. We ran Red Bull X Fighters. We
Mm.
raised Tower Bridge and jumped Robbie Madison over it, and
God,
so
remember it? Yeah,
loads
Madison.
of
Yeah,
mad things.
that's nuts.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
that must have been cool doing
interesting.
all that, but scary at the same time.
So if that is Ian Humphreys, which I think it is, he
Hopefully, he
should
comes
ride a
back in.
bike as well.
Hopefully, he comes back on and says. Got
Yeah,
quite a few people asking a few things. Yeah, let's get through a couple of them. Luke Bird, did you ever practice at the sand pits at Sutton Courtney?
yeah, got kicked off it many a time. And funny enough, I live there, so I live in
Oh,
Cheltenham, which
right,
is
okay, yeah,
around the corner. Yeah,
yeah. What's Elliot Pugh on about here? He's put, ask him where my Christmas present
yeah,
is.
yeah. He's funny. That's my nephew.
Oh,
Mate,
okay.
Ellie, I'm not even going there. But my
Can't even
son
give
has
you
asked
can't even
me
give
the
you a
same
ticket on
question.
Saturday. Can't even give you a
No, no,
ticket.
yeah, he was there at Manchester. Are you coming to Belfast? That's the question.
Yeah, yeah. Brilliant. Martin's just said, what was it like being Russ Jarman's teammate?
Amazing. He was
He's so funny.
the
He was nuts.
funniest.
Oh, I've lost you there. Come back. I've lost him there. I'm sure he'll come back in a second. We'll get him back on in a second, I'm sure. I can quickly go through a few of your questions. Oh, Ken Winstanley. Hey, Ken. Awesome to get you on a couple of nights on the trot. Proper legend he is. Put on some amazing events, and he's still got his Winstanley Moto Park. I love them videos when you do them, Ken. I really love it. I love your accent. I love it when you give us the info on that. I always watch all them videos. I'm telling Ken Winstanley now that I'm stalking him on Facebook. Oh, another man, Stacey Harmon. I always remember him on them 4 strokes. And who was the other one? Lee King, wasn't it? I know Mr. Fuller does the helmets. All used to be at Perry Leask. Used to love all that. Stacey Harmon. Yeah, I used to love that. Stacey, didn't you have long hair back then? And you had the long hair coming out the back of the helmet and all that? Not that I was concentrating on details. I remember when me and my brother was at Fox Hill. I'm not sure exactly what meeting it was, but we were watching, and Perry Leask was the first 4-stroke we see. We were laughing. Right, hopefully we're all right again now. There we go.
Don't know
No worries.
But yeah, someone's asked me about Ross Jarman. So
yeah, that's it. Yeah. Martin Bate.
He was funniest man ever, and just the nicest bloke as well. And then I met Russ again. We did a bit of a reunion a couple of years ago, and Russ was there, and he hadn't changed a bit actually. So yeah, he's great. He's great. His wife's great. They were just lovely people. And when I rode for KTM, he really helped me a lot. And if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't still be in motocross. Because as a youngster, I don't think he realised how much he did help me.
Oh, that's nice.
And he was twisted as fuck as well. He was very funny.
Oh, mate. When he come on here, it was literally, he could have done his own stand-up. I could have just literally walked out.
I know.
It was mental.
Yeah. Lives in another world, but he's brilliant.
He's come to the last 2 reunions in the Legends, but he's been racing them, and he's flipping on it as well in the events. He's flat out.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah. He loves it. Yeah. He was brilliant. Right, so I've got Stacey Harmon's come on as well. He's just put at the factory Honda Enduro Day last year. It was 3 or 4 laps you tried to hang on for.
Hang on, I managed to just about hang on, mate. So it was, we did me and Stacey and a few others did a Thorpe Day.
Oh yeah,
it's good fun.
That was fun.
And bearing in mind, I up to that point still rode quite a lot, and I don't think Stacey did, and he can still ride a bike as well.
Can he?
So we were doing that. Thorpe had worked out, right, there's a lap here. It's a bit of a lap you can get going on. And classic 2 motocross riders couldn't just ride around. We were just, well, I was anyway, absolutely wide open, getting arm pump, trying to catch onto each other.
Yeah. Oh, that looks some fun. That looks fun.
I want to ask Stace how his celebrity go dating was.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Did you?
That was brilliant.
How did that end up?
Yeah, how did that end up? What can't you say on here?
Yeah, we want to know.
I remember all those guys on the 4 strokes, and Fuller and Leask and Lee King. I swear it was Lee King, was it?
Yeah,
I remember all them guys on the 4 stroke championship and all that. And yeah, really good. Oh, another man as well, Mr. Ken Winstanley's just come on. Looking good, Matt. You never age. You're like Peter Pan. Nice to see you still promoting one of the hardest jobs out there, and you still have your hair. Hope you have a great series.
God knows how I've got my hair.
I know.
So Ken spent a bit of time staging events, which
remember them? They were really good.
Great job of. Yeah. And it's it's tough running events. It really is, as we said. But some of the hardest thing is like I said before, like selling tickets is tough. Creating good events is tough.
Yeah.
And then keeping everybody happy is the hardest thing in the world, which actually I'm not sure whether you can.
I know. I do try as well, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. The harder you try, the harder it gets.
Oh, honestly, yeah.
So
Pissing
no,
against the
no,
wind is the word, isn't it, Matt?
yeah, you can only do what you can do.
Yeah, just got to do your
it is-
best. And
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. The guy, I
Opinions are
can
everywhere, which
guarantee
is fine.
you that the person who wins is always the happiest one there.
Mm,
They're never the ones that complain,
yeah.
but we've all
Yeah.
been there.
Got to try and concentrate on them ones. Oh, brilliant. Let's have a look. Who's Moss Martin said here? Do you remember the 1987 Champion of Champions at Hawkstone Park? I rode there on a KX100. Did you say that was 87 when I brought the 125 in, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
100
Yeah.
racing against Danny Tollett, Lee Morrison, Justin Morris. Great memories.
Lee Morrison.
Bloody hell.
So you
Did he
heard
go on to
about
do
it?
the stunt stuff? Didn't he go on to do the stunt? Yeah.
I think Lee's one of the biggest stunt coordinators
Yeah,
in the
I think
world.
he is, yeah.
Like for the massive TV film, the Bond stuff.
Mm.
He's like the main man.
So I think that's how they've all got into it, innit? Edmondson, Dobb, and all them
exactly.
guys.
Yeah, all
Aaron,
through Lee.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I do remember that. 1987. I remember it very well.
I bet it was deep then, though, when it's not like now. It's a lot harder now at Hawkstone, as in like the base. It was quite deep back then, wasn't it? Deeper back then, I think.
Yeah. It was only 36 years ago.
Yeah,
Just
deep there.
Yeah, no, it was.
Yeah.
I remember going to Hawkstone for the first time to a training school with a bloke called Brian Wade. And
Wade, yeah.
And he had a trainer with him. I can't remember his name, Jim somebody. Right, and Rob Andrews was there as the rider.
I've seen that on his book. I've seen that on his book. Yeah.
And I'll never forget it. So in the room that day, there was about 10 of us riding. We were all on 80s.
Yeah.
One of them was Paul Malin, one of them was Jamie Dobb, and one of them was me. And Brian Wade's opening gambit when we were sat in the room when he was talking to us about what we're going to do in the day was, none of you lot will ever make it in motocross.
Oh, wow.
That was the first thing. And I'll never forget it. Yeah. It was like to try and tell us how hard it was.
Yeah.
You just think, holy shit. If you could look back at that now. Wasn't a bad little classroom.
No, when was it?
No, it's funny.
That's awesome. I like that.
Yeah.
Was you were in the schoolboys and stuff like that, Matt? What were there riders that you looked up to? Any heroes, idols that you had? You got to race even as well when you got into the adults?
Yes and no. I think you when you're a young rider that thinks you're going to be a world champion, you're a bit of an arrogant prick as well. That you don't have your heroes, but in your brain you do really.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So you respected lots of riders, ones you looked up to. For us, like we were kids growing up in the 80s, and we were we didn't recognize it at the time, but we were in the the holy grail of the motocross age.
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
So our hero was Dave Thorpe.
Of course.
And I was lucky that Dave Thorpe was in our area, and it was Dave was in touching distance of where I lived and where I rode, and so yeah, he was a lot of kids' heroes, wasn't he? And then later, Rob Herring was the holy shit, who's this alien turned up who just ride a bike like you couldn't believe. And then I remember racing him and racing the British Championship, and in one year being quite close to him a few times. Believe me, it was probably on a bad day for him. Thinking to myself, God, you know what? Thorpe is behind me at the moment, and I'm hanging on to Rob, thinking, and you do have to pinch yourself a little bit, but yeah, I'm not going to put myself at their level, by the way.
I've got a picture somewhere. I didn't actually put it on there. I've just, since you mentioned Herring, I've got a picture of you and Rob, because he's in his Castrol Honda gear, and you both stood on the bank at Fox Hill looking down the hill. So I'll have to send it over to you.
Yeah.
Just realised I have got that somewhere. I did see it, but I haven't got it on.
He's a lovely guy, and still is. What an amazing rider as well. God, what an amazing rider. I don't think anyone really in today's day and age probably would know that, but there's a few riders that turn up and they're next level, that they defy everything. he was one of those people.
Yeah.
You know, on any given day, he could beat anybody in the world by a long way.
Yeah, I remember 92 at Fox Hill on the Castro Honda. That was my favourite time of him, and he could win a moto by ease, but just couldn't put it all together.
No,
but he was some talent, like you said. Everyone's asking me about this. I can see quite a few of the guys here are just asking me about the Yam. Mark here just put, didn't Matt enjoy the? I've got a few pictures of that. What was that like?
It was like riding a tank. It was. It was.
Looks a tank, doesn't it? The old.
Yeah. I think we put a 250 back end in it and a 250 front end in it. God knows what that did to it, but I liked a big bike, so I got on really well with it, and I'd kind of. It was one of those things. I remember Roger Harvey saying to me, "I've got the perfect bike for you." I was like, "Oh shit!" And then he wheeled this thing out of a van. It's like, fuck, I could ride like Le 2K on that thing with a tank.
Yeah.
And
I see a good picture of that.
And I loved it. I actually really enjoyed it because you just had no pressure, did you? Because it didn't matter how shit you did. You weren't going to get.
Yeah, you were the tester.
I did all right, actually. Did really well on it. Had quite some decent results on that thing until it blew up. I mean, when I say blew up, I mean exploded.
Did it?
Yeah. It was
cool.
Yeah. It was pretty good fun. I remember riding at Hawkstone, where that is at the Grand Prix, and I was in the support race because I was riding 250 Grand Prix. And I remember going through what people would remember of the whoops out the back that were a big deal back then. And I remember going through those whoops on that thing because it was so balanced in a way with like a full tank that I went through those whoops so fast on that thing. It was scary. And I did that for about 5 or 6 laps. And me and Robbie Herring were really close that day. And then I remember on about the 6th lap, I was facing backwards through those whoops and I didn't get out for a little while.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, that was a big
one. Then. A big one.
Yeah, it's funny.
Oh, God. There you go, look.
Yeah. And if anyone sees my kids now, they'd see.
Do they look spitting image, do they?
My 17-year-old. Yeah, we're spitting image.
Brilliant. Yeah. He's like, no, I'm not, Dad.
Yeah, he'd hate to admit that, but he is. Yeah.
Oh, Roger Harvey, look.
That'd have been Rog giving me a bollocking, I would imagine.
Yeah, he don't look that happy, does he?
Yeah, he was hardcore. He really was. But and another guy that was, just the best. A really sound guy. And whoever rode for him at the time, he was all for that person. And he'd do anything for you,
Yeah, that's what you want, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think I gave him some headaches, that's for sure. I think the first year I rode for him, he probably loved the fact that I worked hard. But he I think the following year I had a few problems. Yeah, amazing guy, and still is, and he's been in it a long time.
Yeah, he's helped me out quite a few times with the thing at Honda, and he got me into Tim Geiser's truck at Matterley was awesome and things like that. He's really nice. Did appreciate it. Yeah, he's top guy.
Yeah, he really is. Yeah.
So you were at Ashdown at the weekend, was it? Was that? You just put Martin. It was nice to see you talk down Ashdown.
Yeah, I was at Ashdown with my son. He was riding. I don't live far from there, and we went riding on Saturday, I think, or Sunday. Can't remember. Yeah, Saturday because I had to go abroad that night. But yeah, I'd say it's funny because I go to Ashdown and I used to ride there when I was like 10. So
did you? Yeah, I've heard. I heard it was in back then. I did have a go at a couple of years ago when I had a little go, but
yeah, it's a good place. Yeah.
It's very Fox Hilly in some ways, I suppose, with those bits that come up.
Yeah.
Talk about Fox Hill. What was that like in the GP there?
Amazing. That wouldn't have been on race day because it's not
practice. Yeah, it was absolutely rammed.
So that was like to qualify there at a Grand Prix was hard. It was hard enough to qualify for a Grand Prix.
Yeah, definitely.
But then to ride in your home Grand Prix at Fox Hills in the 90s, which was the heyday, and I remember I had a few decent starts, and Yeah, God, my God, it was it like put the hairs on the back of your neck.
Mm.
It was amazing. It really was, and I'm glad that I had the opportunity to do that. I'm gutted I never did any better at Grand Prix, but I'm proud of the fact that I got to that level, kind of,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
definitely, yeah.
and had an opportunity that a lot of people don't get. So
Yeah.
I'm pleased with that,
Mm.
and enjoyed it very much.
I
Yeah,
remember doing one with Kurt Nichol, and he was saying that when he led one of the 250 Grand Prix down through the first valley, he said he was like, he couldn't even sort of feel what gear he was in. He couldn't hear the
no,
engine, nothing.
no,
It's
no, no,
like,
no.
geez.
Right. Yeah, I did. I had an amazing start at one Grand Prix. I think I was third or fourth for a lap or two, and
Yeah,
and honestly, it made me emotional, like the
yeah,
because I was the first Brit at that time,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
oh my God, that was
Amazing.
it was amazing. I had a lap where you would actually emotionally teared up from it,
Yeah,
which is,
yeah.
you know,
It must have been amazing, Buzz.
yeah,
Special.
another Tom Fuller helmet job there.
He does some spot on helmets, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah,
In front of the
and that.
trails and motocross there. That's where we always used to get our results from back in the
So,
day. And
so you know where? Do you know what weekend that was? Right. So that's at Culham. That
okay, yeah.
picture on the front page. That's the first ever race event at Culham.
No way.
Yeah. So I opened that track. Me and Mark Eastwood and a few others, and I have lived there for 25 years,
Yep,
and it's owned by a farmer called Paul Caldwell, and they
yep.
did loads there. But that was the first ever race event there.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that. What year was
Yeah,
that then, Matt?
92,
Yeah, I'm
beginning of
just trying to look at
92.
the trials and it was quite small there, but
Yeah,
yeah, we had our reunion too there as well, which was really good.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm,
Pretty pretty
everyone likes
intense
going there.
place. Yeah,
Yeah,
like going there, apart from the ones that go out of it in an ambulance, which are
yeah,
quite a
that's
lot.
the one.
You know, you
Yeah,
know?
it does get rough for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, it does get rough. It does get rough.
yeah. So that was 92, January, February 92.
Was all the yams good that you rode on, Matt? What were the yams like?
90, the 250s were brilliant.
Yep.
91, 125 was amazing. 92, 125 was dreadful. It was
Was it?
awful. Yeah,
Was it?
I don't know whether I got a. That's Kurt Nichol behind me in that picture,
Yeah, I
by the
see him
way.
there with a monkey mouth. Oh, it looks like Canada Heights, maybe, is it? I'm not sure. It might be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
just
is.
on that fencing
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Um, yeah, so yeah, but yeah, they're good bikes. I think
Mm,
they're so different to today's day and age. It's so different.
mm. Did you have a favourite race bike over your career?
Yeah, my Kawasaki, my KX 500.
Yeah,
I loved it. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I really did. I loved it. It was just the easiest bike in the world to ride at the time. Whereas
yeah.
I've got one now and I hate it. It's just I ride it and think, how on earth? Like, how's that?
Yeah, yeah. How did I manhandle that
Yeah,
raft?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Good
Got a
days.
nice one
Yeah,
there,
but
little
God.
Kawasaki.
So they were the Team Green days. Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and that.
yeah, yeah. So that, like you said, that must have been cool to do that because I remember even all through the schoolboys and everything, everyone loved Team Green. I remember obviously Coleman and like you said,
Yeah,
Smithies and guys in
yeah.
my
Well,
era.
it was
Yeah,
the team to ride for, wasn't it? If you got
yeah,
to
it was
ride
really
Team
cool.
Green, God, like
Yeah,
that was the
yeah,
place to be. Um,
100%.
and so to have ridden for it as a kid and then ran it, it was really fulfilling. It was good times, and I'm still
Mm,
friends with a lot of people from Kawasaki and still have a real soft spot for that as a brand. I think
yeah,
that you know,
that's good.
yeah, amazing. Really was good days.
Did you have any favourite race numbers over when you were younger and stuff like that? Was there any particular reasons you like certain numbers or anything?
Not really. Like I want to say 22 was my lucky number, but it wasn't. Like because it's weird what you become attached to.
Mm,
I know there were things that numbers that I still to this day don't want to touch and don't want them near me. But there was no, there was nothing that really like in again in my era you would ride
mm.
whatever number you finished the British Championship on.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So numbers weren't as connected to you as a rider. Like nowadays, it's a brand thing, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Yeah,
with their fixed numbers and stuff. But
exactly. It
yeah.
wasn't like that in my day. Yeah.
Any favourite tracks at all? Schoolboy wise, and then into the adults. Was there favourite tracks in the UK? Any abroad that you loved?
Hawkstone, I loved. I kind of liked Fox Hills, and I guess, yeah, Wakes Colne. Do you remember Wakes Colne?
Yeah. Wait,
That
I
was
rode there.
like I just always did all right there. That was
Mm,
kind of my track that I could always do
quite
well
fast,
on.
wasn't it? Mm,
Yeah, very. Yeah,
mm.
yeah. So, yeah, my favourite track was the one that I got decent results at. Funny enough.
Yeah.
Um,
Like,
yeah. But no, nothing. Turner's Court. Funny enough, like local tracks. Like you just get a few local tracks that you loved.
mm.
Um, so yeah,
What were the
nothing.
clubs that you rode for in your schoolboy days and stuff then, Matt?
Vale of the White Horse.
Oh, yeah.
That was my and Reading.
Yeah.
Um,
That's how
they
you
were
knew Adam then. Adam, yeah.
yeah, and then East Kent as well. Oddly, that was when I
Oh,
was
yeah.
living in London more, and then that's
Yeah.
how come I knew Warren Edwards and those guys. So
Yeah.
so
Eastwards, I suppose, was it?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mark
All
and
them
those.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, quite like that south of England area, and it's sad, isn't it, nowadays that that's dwindled quite a lot.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's kind of life, isn't it? That's the way it
Mm.
is.
Yeah, we did try to get Canadites for this reunion, but unfortunately they didn't end up having 2 days in the end. So I had to
Yeah,
I've been scrabbling around since. I was lucky to get a national track in the end. So
yeah, yeah, it's tough, and motocross tracks are not cheap either, are they? They're
no,
expensive things to rent, and you can
yeah,
understand why.
yeah.
They're hard to maintain. You should
Mm.
try book an arena. That give you sleepless
Yeah,
nights.
I bet that's yeah,
Book the O2.
I bet.
I don't know
Millennium
how I
Stadium was
do. Anyone that says I look like I haven't aged, externally maybe, but internally, Jesus,
so
we
stressful.
not the easiest job.
No, it's a major thing. Chris has put here first race to Ashton, 1989 Suzuki RM125. Thanks, mum and dad.
Blimey.
I was I think he means Ashdown there. I believe
Yeah,
Chris
yeah,
has put there.
yeah.
Who's
Good
this
old
likely
place.
to be? Matt, do you remember going training with Tim Alverson and me? You whacked that lad with your squash racket as we cycled past. Legend.
Oh my god, I don't know who that is. Yeah,
Who's
Jesus
that?
Christ. I I remember. Yeah, I mean, I know Tim. I've known Tim forever. But yeah, I don't remember that. But yeah, that probably was me. Yeah,
That's classic.
yeah.
I got looks like the Briggs boys here. Don't know if that's Bradley or Spencer. By the way, the Manchester Arena cross was amazing. You and your team done a good job. Me and the whole S Briggs commercials loved it.
Oh, that's good.
I saw
So
they
you
were on
remember the
there.
Briggses?
Yeah.
Bradley and Spence.
Yeah. I see them quite a bit. They sponsor some of our meetings and
Brad,
groups and
Brad's
stuff. They're
claim to
really good
fame is
guys.
that he used to teach me how to ride a motocross bike. I keep hearing this.
No way,
Yeah,
does
he
he?
used to teach me.
Ah,
I think in his mind he did, like
yeah.
at some point.
God, have they
No,
got some bikes, them boys?
so I
Wow.
remember them in the very early days of when I used to ride, like right in
Yeah,
the early days, and I used to think, oh my god, they're amazing, and they could ride actually, like they
yeah,
really could. And Brad helped me a lot. I know he did. I take the piss a bit, but
yeah,
he's sound, and it's lovely for me because, like, so then Bradley and Spencer having a team in arena cross, that's full circle for me because
yeah,
when you see people that you've known for 40 years in the sport and they're still there for you and they're there and that they're decent people and they're nice to have around,
yeah, for sure.
and you can take the piss out of them and you
Yeah,
say all the wrong things behind the doors, but they're yeah, good people and
yeah,
appreciate
they
that.
are.
I really do.
Yeah. I've
And
hung out.
yeah, and I think they see the crap that you get, and it is
Mm.
some days you just have to scratch your head a bit. But anyway,
Yeah, I've hung out with them at the Fox Hill Vets and that with all their
yeah,
team, a massive setup and everything. They're amazing, and they've, like I
they're
said, they've helped
amazing.
out using reunions and stuff. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, and for those that
Really
don't know, um, Brad and Spence have got a load of, they've got the Honda. They've got so many Hondas, haven't they? Like some
Mugen's
serious
this, and
kit.
yeah,
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 and
yeah,
proper
no,
fans of the sport.
yeah,
Every country needs a Briggs family. That's for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Bradley with his airport autos, yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Spencer there, look, with his Esprits commercials there. They put a lot into the sport, so they're top
yeah.
guys.
They
Those
do.
two.
Yeah,
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 it's good
yeah.
to have them
They,
people around. Wayne Davis just put, I was watching some old Motorvision races, loved the Motorvision tapes from the Chamberlain boys from the 90s British Championships when they rode both the classes, 125 and 250. Forgot what track it was, but Matt was podium in both classes riding a Yamaha.
I mean,
They were
I
good
don't know
days.
where that was either. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Love still watching all that now.
yeah, yeah. I haven't seen any of that stuff for so long. I'd love to see
Mm,
it too.
yeah, YouTube.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. I just,
There's even
I
a
like,
There is even a Motorvision channel, Matt. So
is
if you
there?
ever check it, yeah, loading up some old
Yeah.
ones. Yeah,
I guess I
check
don't
it out.
go. I'm a bit of a weirdo. I don't do Facebook,
Yeah,
Instagram. I
yeah,
don't do any social stuff because
yeah.
I just, if I'm being brutally honest, I'm not very good at holding back. So,
Yeah, I try
like,
to do that. I'm like,
yeah, I feel like a petulant child where
yeah,
I don't. It sounds really terrible to say I don't really care what I say. I do care what I say. I
yeah,
just care more about what people have to say about me. And
yeah.
sometimes I just think, that's not fair, and
No,
and what good does that do you? You're just a keyboard warrior.
yeah,
And I just think I work really hard to do what I do to try and make motocross better because it's my passion.
yeah,
And the shit that some people say about me, I just think, God, you know, is there a line of people there willing to create great events in motocross? Because
mm,
please tell me where they are, because I'm willing to hang up the boots and go to those events. It's a whole
yeah,
lot
yeah,
easier.
yeah, yeah,
I'll buy a ticket and I'll be your biggest fan.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
so yeah, it's.
yeah,
But I'm not. So anyway, so I don't go on social media because I will tell everybody what I think, which might
mm,
be quite amusing, but I think it'll probably do me more damage. So
yeah. I know what you're saying.
it's
It's easy
just,
to get involved with people that are just throwing comments here and there. Like you said, when you work your nuts off, I have it all the
yeah,
time. Try not to engage. It's difficult because I like to bite now and then.
yeah, I do. That's a problem. Like
Yeah,
I'm quite
yeah,
easily antagonized,
yeah.
and I
We
always
sound
feel
very
that I
similar.
think, yeah, I've got to defend myself. It's like, if
Yeah,
you're going to call me a twat or whatever you're
yeah,
going to do, or if you've got, I have an opinion, and and if you the way I see social media is it's a personal space, isn't it? Right? If I had a Facebook account, which I do, but I don't go on it. If you're going to say something about me, that's my page. I'll tell you. I'll say exactly what I want to say, and you're not going to tell me otherwise. But apparently, that's not the done thing. So, anyone on who manages our marketing and social media on Arena Cross really doesn't agree with my opinion on things. So,
no.
keep
Until
your
people run events, they really should think about what they say. Just throw away comments
yeah,
and stuff. They just don't
yeah,
understand. But it's the world we're in now, Matt, and we've got to try to bite our lips.
yeah. I don't.
It's not hard, not easy. Sorry, not hard, not easy. That's for sure. This is
Yeah,
a good question as well, Matt. Lawrence Hare, he was a top spear rider as well. He's just put, "Hi
yeah.
Lee, hi Matt. Congrats on doing a fantastic job with the arena cross. Have you ever considered events in speedway tracks like the one at Ipswich in the early 2000s?"
Um, I rode it that in the early 2000s. I rode in one of those. Um,
Mm,
I yeah, I have and I haven't. Right, so that
mm,
I did it. I did it at Bolesworth, which is
oh yeah,
the Arena Cross Festival.
yeah,
Um,
saw that. Yeah, it looked really good.
and it was really good. Like I was
Mm,
really proud of that. I was proud of that
that
more
was
than I
mega.
was
Yeah.
our Arena Cross series.
Mm,
Um, it's tough though, because you're just at the mercy of the weather,
of
and
course. Yeah.
that's my worry. Is like we don't just run a motocross event where you can go, well, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We invest hundreds and hundreds of £1,000s in our events, and
Yeah.
if the weather kills you, we can't afford to
Screwed.
lose that sort of
Screwed.
money.
Yeah. Yeah. Screwed.
Hence
Yeah.
the reason why I run Arena Cross,
Mm,
and even that has its risks because here we are in Belfast, and I flew out of Manchester today and I didn't get out for a couple of hours because of the snow. So
Yeah, it's
you're
mad
kind of
weather.
protected, but you're not really.
No,
Yeah.
no. But like you
So
said, it's
no,
nice to know that you can go ahead, as it were.
yeah, yeah. But no,
Yeah.
it's not a bad idea. And maybe in the summer doing some cross style stuff, but it's an expensive game. Moving dirt around, building tracks
Mm.
is expensive. Before you then put in the lighting and the sound and the screens and the people, you know.
It's a proper show, isn't it? What you do with the arena cross, it's
Yeah,
like I said, it's a massive thing. It's not just even the track; it's a
yeah,
lot of stuff
yeah.
that comes
And
with it. For
all
sure.
we're trying to do is make. And I don't know whether and I spoke to a lot of riders about this, and this kind of like my final point and stuff. Where
Yeah,
Tommy Searle is a great ambassador for us, but
yeah,
as is Conrad Muse and as is Jack Brunel and Matt Bayliss and all of these people are great ambassadors.
yeah,
And it over the years has disappointed me that young riders haven't seen the importance of doing arena cross, and they kind of they're whoever is guiding them is believing that arena cross is not important to them. Well, there's a reason why the French are so good at motocross, and that's because their young riders grew up on supercross, which is the same
yeah.
thing. Okay,
Mm.
and America is the same. Any country
Good
that
point. Yeah, good point.
has got very good motocross riders right now
Yeah,
came from supercross and motocross. They did it all, and I'm just saying to any young rider that we've got in this country now that really genuinely believes they can be the next best thing, which you should
yeah,
believe if you're talented enough,
yeah.
you don't think that just riding motocross.
Oh, I've lost him. Just saw Mr. Perrott come in as well, and hopefully, he's got to put the 50p back in the in that internet, in that Wi-Fi, in that room, in that hotel room. Hey, Jeff. Careful, mate. You're talking more than progress. Too late for me on that one, but yeah, you don't want to get us all for it. I'm already on the. I've already got one of them, Jeff. Aniseed. Maybe you'll need them. You guys will need them after the weekend, won't you? Hopefully he just comes back in. I know he had to finish at 5:15, but hopefully he can just come back in and give us a good night and God bless job. They see it that well. So it's you, Spencer. How's it going, my friend? Hello, Lee. Hope you have a good both love from the whole S Briggs team. See you soon. Thank you, my friend. Ah, there he is. He is here. I know you got to go in a minute, but yeah. Just Spencer just coming on, just saying hi. Hope you're both good. I love the whole S Briggs team.
Yeah, good. Thanks for being there, mate.
Yeah,
Really
look at this.
appreciate
The man's on as well. Careful, Matt. You're talking more than growers.
it.
Don't
Steve
get a sore
Perrott
throat.
is. I don't have to do the talking. It's you. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? It's like when you. Yeah,
Classic.
very true. It's funny because Jeff will tell you that I am constantly in their ear. So
Yeah,
that the way we run the show is I am talking to them quite a lot. Although Jeff
yeah,
probably has noticed that I didn't do it that much in Manchester. I tried really hard not to, but at the same time I do get carried away. But
yeah.
anyway,
Because you want to make
that's
it
the
as
guy.
good as you can. So you're constantly, I suppose, you're
Yeah,
constantly
yeah,
chasing everything.
yeah, yes,
Got
and
a
it is.
passion for it and all that. Yeah.
I would love someone to come and do a fly on the wall about arena cross just to see what
Mm,
goes into it.
yeah.
Because not and that's the same for anyone in any tough job.
Mm,
I don't think much of us respect one another's jobs enough. But
mm,
I think it's quite interesting more than anything just to see the
mm,
crap we have to deal with. You know,
mm.
and yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah, I'd like to do that actually. Mm,
Yeah,
that'd be good.
yeah, it's
Maybe I can
interesting.
speak to you about Birmingham or Wembley or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that. That'd be good.
absolutely. Come along.
Come during the week when all the stuff's going on that people don't see and stuff.
Yeah,
Do a few
exactly.
lives and stuff. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
Right, thanks for your time, Matt. I know you needed to go at 5:15. Hopefully, I
no
can get you
stress.
on another time for a part two, my friend, when you're not so
Yeah, yeah, by all means. Like, I'd love to, and yeah, thank you,
No problem.
and you know, for any motocross fans that are out there that have been to arena cross, I always say thank you, and I always mean it as well, because you know, it's not a cheap night out, so I appreciate anyone supporting it. I really do, and hope they can see the importance of it.
Yeah, I bet. I'd
Especially
love
when it
to.
goes
You should do a
fantastic
fly on
this
the wall
year.
following Matt
Yeah,
around, shouldn't we? Follow Matt
yeah,
around for the night. I just follow Matt around.
yeah. Actually,
That'd be fun.
Jeff, Jeff is right there. That some of the stuff that goes on in
Yeah, I
our
bet.
ears
Yeah,
is
yeah, I
quite funny.
bet.
It really is. Yeah, we
Oh,
should have a
brilliant.
conversation with all of us together.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That'd be good.
Anyway,
Right,
I've got
thank
to
you
do
very
a
much, my
Teams
friend.
call with all the families from Arena Cross. So, yeah, good
Yep.
to see you. Thanks, Lee.
All the best with the weekend. Hopefully it goes well.
Yeah,
And like you said, get your tickets online. I think there's still some for Friday, as you said, and you can
yeah,
go online. Plus, there's a live stream if you really can't make it as well. So,
yeah. Thank you. Take it easy.
much friend.
Nice to see you.
Cheers, Matt.
Cheers,
We'll
mate.
keep in contact, and we'll do another part another time.
Yeah, and
Cheers, my
I'll
friend.
have a few drinks and I'll swear a bit more. See you
Yeah,
later.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, why not?
Thank
Cheers,
you.
Matt. Thank you, my friend. Legend. Thank you very much, Matt Bates. That was really good. Interesting. We've got to do a live with you, Mr. Perrott, as well. I know you did one right back in the start when I started before the COVID, when a lot of the riders, I sent them the questions and they did like a video, filmed themselves answering. That was pretty cool. That was when I first started out, but I think we could have some good fun on a live, Jeff, and go back through the schoolboy days and then getting into the Grand Prix and the British Championship and then running your own teams. And then you've done the Team Green and now you're all with the Yamaha, all the commentary, which learning how mad all that stuff is as well. Running events, as I know you've done everything in the sport basically. So it'd be good to hear your experiences. And sounds like you're having a lot of fun as well at the Arena Cross. But yeah, I would like to come and come and have a look at the Arena Cross and maybe do some filming on the phone or something, building up to it to see how it's all done. That'd be pretty cool. Remember, it's not in this. Oh, we'll have to do. You have to come back on when I giggle. A lot of memories have been kicking around on here tonight. Definitely gonna have to do a part two of him. I got about 30 odd questions here. I didn't even get past 10. So yeah, I'm always prepared. Write all the way down. Plus ask the fans ones and the pictures, and it's always a good thing. Yeah, that'd be cool, Jeff. We'll sort that out then when you're. I know you're busy all the time with doing everything, and now with the team with the Yamaha and everything. But yeah, we can sort out. Jeff came to all of our reunions to date. Unfortunately, I don't think he can come to this one. Yeah, we are clashing with the first British Championship round, which is not ideal, but literally by the time we got a track, all the dates are literally 4 or 5 uh, events on each weekend, so not a lot of choice, put it that way. And just to show people that as well, actually, I have actually looked. What is on there? Yeah, there's about 15 lots of fixtures on there from all the different things that I try to look at and that every year. But unfortunately, with our track thing this year, I didn't get to plan as much as normal. But so we did think we were going on candidates, but that didn't work out in the end. So I did put my eggs in one basket, as it were. So a bit of a bummer, but luckily to get a national track in the end. I didn't actually think of Monster Mountain until someone suggested it, and I was thinking, oh, surely they're not going to have any dates, but luckily they did. So kind of landed on my feet a little bit after, like I said, I spoke to over 50 tracks. So yeah, but yeah, it'd be good to get you on, Jeff. Definitely a massive character in the sport, and yeah, it's been cool to have him at all the reunions. And obviously, since I've got into the commentary and stuff, you always look up to them sort of guys, all the Roger Warrens, Mr. Perrott, all them guys, Mr. Bernacle. So it's been cool to get to hang around with some of them guys. So yeah, they're all legends, aren't they? We'd have good fun with Mr. Perrott, so we'll have to do that one. Much love to you all. Back on talking about commentators. I'm going to be on with Roger Warren tomorrow night, so first time I've spoken to a commentator. So We'll have a good chat with Roger tomorrow, 7 p.m. UK time. So join me if you want to come and see that. Should be interesting. We'll have a good chat with Roger and have some fun. Much love to you all. And Bristol City 1, West Ham 0, currently BBC live match of the day. And my other buddy was on here as well. I did see you, Jonathan. I was talking about the Swindon Town youths are playing Man United youths at Swindon Town tonight, and Swindon Town are winning 1-0. So a lot of stuff going on at Swindon Town at the moment, that's for sure. I always leave you with a quote from my great dad. There he is in his Swindon Robins days. Actually, before I go, I will say a couple of quick things as well. Did mention at the start about the bike raffle I'm doing on this RM125 2006. Proper factory, as you can see. Was all totally rebuilt. Really special little put together. You can see all the nice forks, all the bits. It's literally done all new throughout. So you can contact me on that. And don't forget, we've got our, now we can officially call it a BSMA Reunion 4. It's at Monster Mountain in Merthyr Tydfil. It literally is on top of the mountain. I was at the first event they ever did for the MX Nationals, and Jeff, that's just been on here now, was doing the live TV there. Obviously now being called the fastest 40. I was there on the Sunday. It's a proper massive place. Literally drive all up the side of the mountain but it's a stone road, so it's all good. Got the big bank all surrounding around the whole area to watch. We're doing the 27th and 28th of April. First time we've actually been able to officially call it a Motocross and Spear Memories BSMA reunion, because everyone's always known it's been a BSMA reunion by, wow, just in general, but we couldn't say by name, but now we can. We actually work with the BSMA now, and really looking forward to doing the BSMA National Series all year on the commentary as well, which really looking forward to, plus the Champions of Champions and the team event. So that's a good 8 weekends there. Looking forward to all that. But as you can see, it's almost like an AMA track, how I would describe it at the moment. When I was speaking to Darren Lewis, the owner, the other day, and they were putting sort of like seeding and putting grass and turf all on the insides of the track, on the infield, as you would call it. So he's putting a hell of a lot of work in the place. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Fair play. Can imagine the work that goes into that. So yeah, get hold of me for that. Also, don't forget, like I mentioned at the start, they're doing the Lee Jones Memorial Day at Monster Mountain on the 28th of January this month, on the Sunday. So not this Sunday coming, but the following Sunday. Lee Jones, rest in peace to that man. Had a lot of fun times with Lee Jones at Suzuki for Taylors and Chippenham. He both rode 97 and 98. I think I rode 90. Yeah, I rode 98 and 99 as well. But 2 years with Lee, we had great times. He come to our club Morden, and just had some great laughs with him. When Glenn Phillips told me the date tonight, I was thinking, oh no, I'm at an 80s night thing in Swindon on the Saturday night. So I was like, oh. But I will do my best to get there. I know I've got my poppy that weekend, but we'll get down there and get involved. So yeah, Sunday the 28th of January for the Lee Jones Memorial. Big massive shout out for Darren Lewis as well for sorting the track out for those guys to be able to do that. And then basically everyone that pays the £40 cash on the day to practice, you just pay on the day, will all go, all the proceeds of that is going to go to Lee Jones's family with his dad in it, etc., towards funeral and things like that. So that'd be an amazing thing, and that will be run from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So just pay 40 quid cash on the day to go and practice there, and then I'm sure you just sign on and have a good day in Lee's memory. Also for our reunion 4 in April, we're going to do one of our groups will be in loving memory of Lee. We do a loving memory for every group, so that'd be nice to add that there. It's obviously Lee's hometown of Merthyr Tydfil as well. One of my first thoughts was actually that Lee he hasn't been to any of the reunions. I was thinking that's on his doorstep. Hopefully Lee will be able to get down to this one. So it's just typical. Yeah, what happened? So super sad. It looks like everyone can make a difference by going to this practice day and get there for the Lee Jones Memorial. And like I said, message me if you want to book into Reunion 4, because when the places are gone, they're gone. It's going really well. Already heading towards the 100 mark. Thank you so much, everyone that gets involved in our reunion. The first 3 have been incredible, unbelievable. There's been over 300 each one, so hopefully you guys and girls are going to back our event again this time. We also added the Battle of Britain last year at the back end of last year. Bit too late in the year in October, really, but we managed to get through it at Landrake. It was amazing, and we plan to do a Battle of Britain 2 a bit earlier this year, August/September. We're going to sort out a date with the man there, Phil, and Phil Condon, and yeah, does a cracking job down there with the boys, Justin and all the guys. So yeah, we're looking to do a Battle of Britain 2, so we can have all the kids and the youth in there as well, which that was the first time we'd ever done kids and youth, so we really enjoyed that part as well. So yeah, we're going to do a Battle of Britain 2, August/September at Landrake is the plan. Just got to fix a date that works for everyone. And then yeah, so we're going to do that as well, because it's actually, we're allowed, with the BSMA licenses, we're allowed 15 years and over in any of the adult groups at our Reunion 4. So basically all the reunions have been for adults, but over 15 and over can race in any of our adult groups, because all the groups are with any bike. And just so in case anyone didn't know, I've changed the vets class details for the last time, by the way. I've had quite a few ask me, which I don't mind. If it's a good idea, I don't mind doing it. Like I said, I do know a fair few, some legends that I've already invited and come in, and some I'm hoping to get an answer either way. So I've already got some cool legends confirmed on the Speedway and Motocross. Want some more Speedway riders there this time, but I'll be announcing them as I go through. It's just been so much to post up at the moment. All gets a bit lost, but the vets now is, so the vets group now is, so it's 40 to 50 years old in the vets. So 40 to 50, any bike. And then we've also got over 50s, any bike. So they'll basically both be together, but they'll be scored separately. So it's vets 40 to 50, any bike, and then a vets over 50 class, any bike. And they race together, but scored separately. Then we got the Evo and Super Evo class, which will be 125s. And then there'll be an Evo, Super Evo 250-500 class as well. But again, the same as the vets. They race together like they did at Reunion 3. It worked well. It was pretty cool seeing the 125s two straights go round with 250 and 500s. It was really cool. They'll be mixed together but scored separately. So that's the Evo and Super Evo 125 will be scored on its own. And then the same in the Evo, Super Evo 250-500. The other classes is basically we've got 3 novice classes on any bike. Novice 1, 2, and 3. They're all the same level, but I'm just booking in novice 1 first, and then 1 after all, novice 2, etc. I've done it. It's helped as well. A couple of riders like share transponders and things. I put 1 in novice 3 and 1 in novice 1 because of that reason. Also, some riders are all asking me if they can book into 2 groups. The answer is yes. Obviously, it's 2 race entries, but I do check towards near the race event time. I do check what riders are racing in 2 groups and try to make sure they're not doing anything back to back before I do the race schedule. So I do that nearer the time, but I do keep an eye on that for sure. So on that thing there, you've got the novice 1, 2, and 3, and then basically, because I think a few people have got confused where it says juniors, they thought, I heard see someone say well, it's not on autos, but there's a juniors. So basically, the juniors is an adult class. We've done it at Reunion 3 as well, and obviously I've took things that from certain events that work or whatever, what others do with their gradings, as you want to call it, or the levels. So you've got the novice 1, 2, and 3. We want people to actually go in there that, you know, are not, that, you know, are a novice. You guys know, and like I said, when I do get the first novice filled up, I'll get it up online, a picture of the group, and I'm sure some friends and family and competitors will be pointing out any of the riders that shouldn't be in it. We don't want any of that, so that will happen, by the way. So so the next group up from the novice, if you're not quite an inter, if you think this is the way the modern motocross is now, if you don't think you're quite a novice but you're not quite an inters level, so we've got a juniors class. It's like an in between novice and inters. So we've got the 3 novice Then we got a juniors class on any bike, and then we got above that is the inters class, which stands for intermediate class. And then obviously we got the modern MX1 and MX2, which be racing together like they did Reunion 3. That worked well as well, but scored separately. The MX1 class is 250 2-strokes, 350 and 450 4-strokes. The MX2 class is 125 2-strokes, 150 cc 2-strokes, and the 250Fs. I do know that some of these put the 250 2-strokes into the MX2 class, but to me that doesn't work for me. I don't like that in with the 125s. So that's how we do it anyway. We stick to the 250 2-strokes in the MX1. So we'll stick with that. So yeah, and then obviously we'll have the lemons, the Legends demonstration laps, which is basically ex-pro motocross and spear riders just having a leisurely ride round. I say leisurely, some of them do rip it up, but it's just cool to see all those guys out there, former pros, GP and British Championship riders, and some BSMA legends as well. And they do 2 sessions a day at the end of each block. They don't do a practice session like the racing. And the plan is to do practice in 3 blocks on the Saturday, and then practice and could potentially be a 1 lap, sighting lap on the Sunday morning. And then 2 blocks on the Sunday as well. And then the last block on the Sunday, the Legends will do their second session of Sunday at the end of that second block. And then we'll have a little gap before we sort out for the super final for the David Ashby and Steve Wheeler National Champion Trophy in memory of our dads, which is super cool for us. And there's just some of the trophies. And we normally do like a top 5. Then we have like the drink and boards and stuff like that as well for the super final, and spray the drink on the rostrum and all that. We'll have a bit of fun. We'll have a big marquee there as per normal, like all the other ones we've done. That's been really good. We've been tamping with the idea of doing some live music, so we might try some of that as well. All the catering will be there, provided by Monster Mountain. We're sorting out the bar with the marquee. Everything's going to be there. I think it's 2 p.m. We're going to open on the Friday afternoon for all the riders and families and stuff. So you can get there, and you can stay there Sunday night if you need to as well, and go back home Monday morning if that works for you guys and girls. So you can do that as well. So you have got the potential to stay there for the 3 nights, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then you'll probably see this Wally walking around with a litter picker. Hopefully not too much on the Monday morning or on the Monday, probably a bit later than the morning maybe. Thanks, Dean, for coming on, my friend. Thanks, Mark. Got your new team going. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Really nice, Mark. Good luck with your new team. Yeah, I'm going to have to get to one of these. Still, I can't believe I've not been to one of them. Not been to any of the arena crosses. Like I said, to Matt, I might try and get to either, or maybe both, of the Birmingham one, which is not too far for me. An hour and a half to Birmingham for me, for Swindon, and then he's doing the Wembley Arena one. Not to be mistaken with Wembley Stadium, as he said, but Wembley Arena, that's not too far from East Swindon as well, like an hour and a half, whatever that is. So might be try and get there. Maybe it sounds like could be cool to go and do some live videos or something throughout the week. Maybe going down stay there a couple of days or something and see how it all comes together when they put the track in and all these sorts of things. So maybe that would be a good fun. Yeah, I'll speak to Matt and see if I can do that. That'd be good. Not been to one at all yet, so it'd be good to go. And yeah, so like I said, from my dad, love his quote. He always used to say to me before he died, bless him, he used to say to me, it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. We do try, but as Matt said, yeah, it's unfortunate. We get you get a lot of great positive feedback, which you appreciate, and everyone supports everything. And can't be too bad if these people supporting our events, which we really do appreciate, and we do our very best. And Matt talked about passion. I've certainly got that. Put my all into everything, me and Kev, and hopefully everyone enjoys them. Well, they seem to. Like I said, there's always a few that dig on little things for anything that's going, really, just potentially bored or just trying to get a bite, and have been known to give them what they want sometimes. Yeah, all through the years of doing Football Manager, I was the same online there as well. I'd be arguing with everyone, every club, every players, and all that talk shit. So yeah, try not to get involved in that now. I think I normally the plan is, I've even seen people moaning about that, what I actually do, so I don't get engaged. I actually just block and delete if someone's just talking too much shit. And then I actually get mullered for blocking and deleting them as well. So it's like, just go all out to war with them or block and delete. So block and delete it is. That's the way we go with it. And sure, you'll like weird and wonderful things that sometimes bring to you guys.
Hey, come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Beetlejuice here. Don't forget to come to Motocross and Speedway Memories, Reunion 4. BSMA Reunion 4, baby, yeah. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Contact that geezer, Lee Ashby, from Motocross and Speedway Memories and get yourself booked in. We're going to Merthyr Tydfil, baby. Get booked in, boyo, get booked in. And ride it, boyo, ride it. It's gonna be a cracker. It's gonna be a cracker, I tell ya. A cracker. Merthyr Tydfil, Monster Mountain. Do what Beetlejuice says and book in. Don't be silly, or you'll end up seeing my... Come on, get booked in, boys and girls. Get out of Lee Ashby, you know what to do. Let's go. Vamos.
I'm sorry, yeah. I got a bit of a funny throat and stuff, and I'm like laughing at my own shit. Oh dear. Absolute idiot. 100%. Got to do these things, otherwise I'll cry. So that's the way. Just got to be a complete weirdo. I'm from the quietest person on the planet to the stupidest idiot going. But classic. Right. Much love to you all. See you all soon. Roger Warren tomorrow night, 7 p.m. UK time. Hope to see you there. Cheers.